What is going on, my G's? So today I'm heading right now to an appointment that I have, and I figured why not talk to you guys while I have a second right now alone in the car. And what I wanted to talk to you guys is about two things that are very relevant in the car world that we're going to get more into detail in the podcast. So if you guys are wondering where the podcast is, we have another channel for the podcast, link in the description down below. But we're going to talk about these two things right now. The first thing we're going to talk about is a brand new car that Aston Martin has offered me. Not Aston Martin directly, but an Aston Martin dealership. They offered me the chance of owning this brand new car that they're going to come out with that sounds so special. And you want to know why I'm so excited? Because I never expected the first McLaren Senna competitor to come out of Aston Martin. I thought it was always going to be, as much as it hurts to say, Ferrari, maybe Lamborghini, of course Porsche, but no, it's Aston Martin with that exciting partnership that they have with Red Bull Racing, and also at the same time Mercedes AMG, and all of the things that Aston Martin's doing right for the first time in all of their history right now. They came out with an incredible car called the Valkyrie, and then it gets exciting. This is the car that they called me and offered me. They said, Alejandro, would you be interested in getting a mid-engine Aston Martin that produces 1,000 horsepower? It only weighs 1,300 kilos and will have all of the aerodynamics of the Valkyrie, but you can use it on the street every day. And then I said, okay, how many of these cars are you guys making? And the answer was 500 for the world, 25 AMR versions, obviously track only. And I saw the cop on my rearview mirror. I almost shit myself, even though I haven't done anything bad. That Mexican gene, homies. So how many are they going to be making? They're going to be making 500 for the world and 25 AMR versions. That means track-only versions. So this car is going to be serious collectible item. And forget about that. They're offering and they're guaranteeing you that the performance of the car will demolish anything that competes up to that level on the street. Like they're technically saying, yeah, that Senna is going to be shit compared to our car. The beautiful thing about this car is going to cost about $1 million. It's not that bad. $1 million, $1.2 million. Right now, if I wanted to get in, I'd have to put in a $300,000 deposit. More than 50% of the allocations have already been scooped. And the only problem is these cars won't be delivered until 3 years from now. So the question comes, Alejandro, this is the time. You got over the car. You're going to put the deposit. To be honest with you guys, I do not know yet 100%. I need to see what Aston Martin does first with their actual cars before I get excited and jumping into something that I'll regret later in life, which I'm sure it's not going to be. But I just want to see how the Valkyrie looks, feels in real life, the actual car that they're building, and then we can make a better decision. But for the first time ever, Aston Martin has a competitor for the fastest car on earth. Production, just regular car. And that is nuts. I never thought these guys would be the ones making that car. But I don't know if you guys remember, a couple of years ago, it was announced that Aston Martin had actually poached a couple of engineers from Ferrari, which to me was like, well, don't you want to make the fastest car? What do you do? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But they did poach those engineers in order to make this car. So for the first time ever, this car will have the plate Vanquish. That's right. That's why they retired the Vanquish plate. They had the DBS Superleggera come out, and the Vanquish nameplate is going to go into this car. So there you have it, guys. That's the new Vanquish. And the second thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is a thing that correlates to what we just talked about with this Aston Martin. And that is how much and how many cars are car makers creating, and how many models of the same car in an environment where people are buying less cars, where people don't care about car ownership, where even car manufacturers themselves are saying, honestly, nobody's buying the car, so we might as well just put a package deal together, pay $2,500 a month, and you can get up to 18 Mercedes a year. That's right, 18 different Mercedes cars. We have the most amount of loans outstanding in history for cars, and negative loans too. The amount of cars that we're creating is also creating more depreciation in other models because there's more options. Therefore, the value does not hold. What is the biggest testament to this is easy. You buy a used car with 10 miles, or the second you drive your car off the lot, you'll lose $30,000, $20,000, 20 to 30% of what you paid. You're gonna lose it just by driving it off the dealership. What does that tell you? The market's already inflated, and if it's already inflated, which has been for a very long time and for many, many years, and then on top of that, you're throwing that, oh guys, there's more inventory and more items to pick from, you're causing a little problem. Not to mention Uber, Lyft, all of those ride-sharing apps too that are disrupting that industry. People are figuring out that they don't need a car. They don't need to worry about the liability of the car. They don't need to worry about insurance and all that stuff. And they're going with all of these different alternatives. And the question is, what are car makers going to do? Because all I hear is that they're making more and more and more cars. Even McLaren is planning on releasing 18 new cars between now and 2025 or 2023. I can't remember. That's insane. That's awesome for us that love cars and all that stuff. But that will, no question about it, be reflected on the market. So what's going to happen with these cars? Are you going to stop buying pretty much anything other than whatever they make 500 of? Because to me, that seems to be more like the way things are going. If you want to buy a collectible, if you want to buy a sports car, you're going to have to do it kind of like you're buying a collectible from the start. Because then again, there's more options, more availability. I don't know. I don't feel comfortable right now in this setting in the car world. It's making me anxious, it's making me nervous. And also with the new car makers that are emerging everywhere because of electric cars, what's going to be the future of cars? And I'd love to know your answer, guys. I'd love to know what you think, because you always hear my opinion on this, but this time I really don't have a clear vision of how the future will develop for this. I'd love to know what you guys think, so please let me know in the comments down below. It'd be incredibly appreciated. Anyways, guys, we talk about this and then some more in the podcast, so if you can, please go make sure to check it out. There's going to be a link down below. Again, my name is Alejandro. I never approve these messages, so I don't know why people keep expecting me to do so. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you very much.